Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back to episode 2 from this wonderful project called Saros. In the previous episode I introduced you to this place and also set the style for where we are going with this project. Today we are expanding on this town here by adding, first of all, the massive ruined fort. That is a key point of the lore for this place. We're also building a ruined lighthouse and a functioning lighthouse built on top of that, and we're expanding with more houses. We're adding some fishing huts, we're adding some storage, and also expanding down towards the water by building a port. I also want to take this moment here to gently remind you that you can join this server here and fly around at your own pace looking at everything that is built in today's episode, but you can also check out all the previous projects we have built in this world. So if you want to do that, there's information down below and also in my Discord for everything that you need to know. The server is hosted by Skynode, and if you want your own server, there's also a discount code down below in the description so you can get your very own Minecraft server. Now let's finish off the time-lapse for today and move over to the tour part where we will take a look at everything that we have built in detail. I think the best place to start the tour today is up here in the air as usual, but now we can see everything that we have built so far. We can see the ruined lighthouse there on the right side, we can see the ruined fort in the middle here, and then we can see some of the buildings and stuff that we have built. I want to start the tour by taking a look at this, the ruined fort. And if you don't remember, the lore is that around 500 years ago a massive event happened here that totally set this town back and ruined the fort here, which was a very important fort to really protect this bay here and this shore, but it was so ruined and the town was set so far back that they didn't have the money and resources to rebuild it. And since the lords were afraid of this happening again, they believe there was a kraken, by the way. That's the lore going around these places here, that a kraken ruined the town for some reason. And they didn't want to rebuild it here because they was afraid, so they moved the powerhouse away from this town to Somerset and other places, which meant that this place here kind of was left in ruin for a long time. And after a while, when Saros was rebuilt and things started to flourish a little bit more, there was no need to kind of rebuild this. So here we have the ruined fort of Saros. You can enter it here through the little courtyard in front of the tavern here, no, the inn, and you go through here. As you can see, there's a lot of you can see the structural integrity of the building, but it's just very worn down. And you might also think that there should have been much more rubble on the ground, and the idea is that they have spent a lot of it, especially most of the things that have fallen down to the ground, which is like free for grabs, to rebuild Saros over and over again. This place is unlucky enough to have a lot of heavy storms, so the builds are ruined from time to time, so they've really utilized all the loose rock from this place here to rebuild. But it looks really cool. Here you can see one of the towers. I love the arches you can see here. Also very happy with the texturing of these, especially when it comes to the top here with like the overgrown kind of vibe as well. Looks really cool. We have a massive oak tree in the middle here because it just kind of tells you how long it's been. Oak trees at this size are hundreds of years old, so this has grown here over some of the ruins. Here we have what used to be like the main feast hall. You can actually go up here, you can get up and top of here, but everything is crumbled down, and the floor or the ceiling, I guess, have collapsed and bringing the floor with it. There's even some plants or trees growing up here. This would have been a pretty nice place. We can see the old windows here, and down here we can also see some of the the debris and stuff. This leads to another tower over here, like that. Yeah, still have these arches here, I really like those. And it's connected to the sea wall, which would have completely separated this place here from the sea. And it goes all the way along here and connects up to a tower by the end. And that is sheltering the harbor quite well. The next thing that we will take a look at is the lighthouse, and this was also a bigger complex, I guess, back in the day, hundreds of years ago, and it's been over and over again just ruined, and there's no resources and money or incentive to actually rebuild a proper lighthouse situation over here. So it is quite ruined, but it's still functioning. Let's pretend that this... Why can I not break you? Hello? Hello? Let's see. Whoops. There we go. You saw nothing. You can get up here. We have a little dock by the side here. If these are all sand dunes, so after storms and stuff, all this sand could have shifted away and is no longer accessible by land. So there's a dock here in that case, and also if there's high tides or big waves, you can come around here with a little boat. And you walk up here and you get into like the ruin here, and this used to be like a little manor or a little complex, I guess, for the people running the lighthouse. So there's a little tower here. This has now been refurnished to be a little home, so they have just added some wooden planks on top here, and I will show you a little bit. You can see the old stair which used to go up to the second floor here, but I kind of just added a little furnace here and a place to sleep, and this is where the lighthouse keeper lives. Up above they've added some kind of cloth or something just to make the roof a little bit more watertight, and it's kind of draining off the side here. So that's that. Next to that we have another bigger building. This is completely ruined, but they are still using some of the shelter you can get below this old arched or vaulted ceiling here. So there's a little bit of storage below here. And this used to be a bigger building, as you can see. And then by the end here we have where the old lighthouse used to stand. And you can see it was like a big base at the bottom and then a taller stone lighthouse in the middle. And it is completely ruined, and they have built a wooden structure on top of it. So that looks pretty cool. So get up here, walk around like that, and get up to the top, and there's a little fire up here as well. So it's still working, and as you can see the wood is gray and discolored after the harsh winds and all the salt and stuff, and it's kind of been patched up by adding some more beams and support and stuff over time. It's also built on a similar kind of cliff as we have over there. I'm very happy with how this turned out. It looks very rugged and carved by the waves and the weather, so I think it looks awesome. Now this is connected by a little path here, and Lazy Viggo hasn't spent too much time on building it, but I like this little detail here where you walk over this little stretch of water here like that. And I added some texturing, and it's super simple, but I just try to find a balance between doing too much and doing too little, and I think for this just tiny walk here, this is enough, just by adding a little texture like that and some slabs and stuff, not going overboard with the layering here, which I could have done. Talking about layering, let's move over to this part where, since we're talking about layering, I started layering the beach on this side. It was a stupid mistake, but I think I will have to at least enclose this tiny area here that is like you can see from the port and stuff by layers. It's gonna be rough. But yeah, thoughts and prayers, guys, please. Over here we have a small farm built just behind this wall here. There's a free land, so why not put a little farm here? It's nice and sheltered from the wind, so yeah, we're growing some stuff here. And then in the back here we have a little fishing hut. Get in by here. It's pretty cozy, and you can also as you saw, you can access it from the other side as well. Like here. Yeah, pretty nice. In front of that we have 3 warehouses or storehouses. And they are pretty similar. I built one and then copy pasted it and then went in and changed them. So the first one looks like this. We have a little second floor here for some additional storage and yeah, all sorts of stuff. There's another one over here. This is a little different on the inside. Here we have some more fishing equipment and stuff like that. And also a second floor in the back. And then the last one here is ruined, or has like, after a heavy storm, the wall crumbled in and the roof fell down. So they are rebuilding that. I like this little detail here, where it does really look like they are scaffolding and rebuilding this. And even add a little cloth here as well to cover up a little bit of the roof, so they can keep some of the planks and things while they're working inside here. And yeah, and a little bit of storage in the back. Alright, for the harbor we have some drying racks for fish. That's pretty cool. And it leads to a little staircase here which goes all the way up to the ruined tower, just because you might want this to help people get in, or I don't know. But it's a newly built wooden structure to get on top there. Apart from that, we have some ships over here, which look pretty cool. Some tiny fishing ships, really, nothing big. I might add some bigger ships eventually. We are not done with Saros, by the way. If you thought that, don't get your hopes up. We still have at least one episode from this place. But here we have 2 fishing boats. They're very similar. They're probably manufactured here, both of them. Yeah, I think they're cute. Just docked up here like that. And you might have noticed this thing. This is the Kraken that ruined this place. And we have, during some streams, we have been working and refining the lore here. And as I said, the people believe that the Kraken actually broke this. Of course, the priests and things of the capital and things, they believe it's nonsense, and maybe it was just a big storm or hurricane or something like that brought the doom to this place. But the inhabitants, they believe it's a Kraken, and no one has seen it because it's 500 years ago, but they believe it. So they have actually a statue here where they kind of go to sacrifice a little bit. And we have a little lore where there's a conflict between the capital or the nobles of the rest of Argos, which is the kingdom this place here is built in, and the people of Saros that still kind of maintain the Kraken as, or they're sacrificing to it to keep it pleased. So there's a little bit of conflict there, and we will portray that in the next video when we start building a temple for this place. Over here we have a tiny fishing village almost. There's 3 tiny fishing huts. They are really not impressive at all, but you get in here, it works. It's a place to sleep during the night when you're not out fishing. And then there's like a shared back area here where they can hang up their nets and crates and things like that. It is pretty cool, honestly. These cramped small houses here. And then a final one over here. Like that. So, yeah. A small little fishing area here for all the fishers out fishing. And then just behind here we actually have another house that is ruined. This is abandoned and left behind. Yeah, because Saros isn't as wealthy as it might have been. So this here is just left behind, and you can see it's very overgrown. It looks really cool. We have a part of some stables or storage building next to it here. And then we have the building here. You can see the wall has crumbled a little bit as well. And the window here is broken in. And the interior is like, you can still see some of it, but it feels very abandoned and messy. I think it's cool. There's also a nice little detail here. There has been a basement below here that is submerged in water. Yeah. Alright, up here the floor is mostly gone, but you can see some of the old furniture here. And there is even a little owl up here enjoying himself in some free real estate. And that is it for today's episode from Saros, where we built the ruined fort, the ruined lighthouse, and some other buildings and stuff all over this place here. And it's turning out to be such a fun project and such a cool little build here on this world. I'm enjoying it a lot myself. If you do, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing. Some feedback and ideas if you have. Like, I want you guys to be part of building this and come up with ideas together with me so we can make this world here even better than it is. Anyway guys, it's been Viggoman and I'm out.